Hey guys, welcome to Digit.in, and today we are unboxing the Redmi 5 for you guys, and let's quickly take a look at what's in the box. Now the first thing that you see is a little rubber case for it. It's nice to see smartphones coming with the case in the box, so you really don't have to go out and buy one to protect the phone. And the next thing, of course, that you have is the phone itself. It's got the 18:9 display. As you can see, there's a fingerprint sensor at the back, and we're just going to quickly get this guard off the display and we're going to power it on in a bit. So let's see what else you get in the box. You get a quick starter guide and more reading material, which I'm pretty sure you are never ever going to read. The wall socket, of course, for the charger. Seems fairly standard, and one thing which is a little disappointing here is that it still has micro USB, which you really can't expect much, but we'd like it if it was USB-C. And yeah, what you also get in the box is the SIM tray remover, and as you can see, there are no earphones in the box, which is a bit of a bummer. But that's okay. You get the SIM tray remover, you get the phone, you get a case, and we're going to quickly power on the smartphone and set it up and bring you our first impressions. The Redmi 5 fits right into the rest of Xiaomi's lineup of budget phones. In fact, there's not much separating the Redmi 5 from its elder sibling, the Redmi Note 5, except for a smaller display. From the back, it's nearly indistinguishable from the Redmi Note 5. The phone also feels like it's made out of metal, but placing a magnet on it would tell you that it's just plastic. Nevertheless, it does feel like it has a metal body, which is more than what you can ask for at this price. Having said that, it's not much different from its predecessor, the Redmi 4, especially the in-hand feel, which is not a bad thing at all. Turn it to the front and you will find that the Redmi 5 is now up to date with the competition in terms of offering a taller 18:9 display. Despite the new tall display, it's not exactly bezel-less. The Redmi 5 has distinct bezels on all sides. However, at 7.7 mm, this is indeed one of the slimmest Redmi phones we have seen. The Redmi 5 also comes with an IR blaster. The phone also has the same flaws that the Redmi Note 5 was criticized for: a micro USB port for charging and data transfer, and a hybrid SIM slot. The Redmi 5 may look similar from the back, but the new taller display sets it apart from its predecessor. The phone has a 5.7-inch IPS LCD display of 720p resolution and an 18:9 aspect ratio. The display takes up around 75% of the body and has a pixel density of 282 ppi. That's actually lesser than the Redmi 4, but the panel does look brighter. The taller display is helpful mostly while watching videos and while multitasking, as the screen is divided in two squares. Moving to the performance, the Redmi 5 is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 450 chipset, which is an octa-core chipset manufactured on the 14nm FinFET process and clocked at 1.8 GHz. Now, the Snapdragon 450 powered the Vivo V7 Plus, which was priced upwards of 20,000 rupees. Now, the same chipset is powering the Redmi 5, making it one of the cheapest phones with this chipset. It is as power efficient as the Snapdragon 625. The Redmi 5 is coupled with 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage. On paper, 3GB of RAM might seem a little less and 32GB of storage is just about adequate. Only a thorough test will tell us what the performance of the phone is like. Now, as far as software is concerned, the Redmi 5 is running on MIUI 9.1, which is based off Android 7. That is a bummer, even though the UI looks the same whether the phone is based on Oreo or Android 7. Having said that, we wish it ran on Oreo simply because Android 8 is almost a year old now. MIUI 9.1, however, is one of the better customized skins on an Android device. It may ape iOS a lot with features like Mi Drop and an inbuilt image editor, an improved notification pane, and more. It also feels smooth and slick while operating, and there are multiple themes and icon packs to choose from. As far as optics are concerned, the rear camera on the Redmi 5 is the same as the Redmi Note 5. It has a 12-megapixel sensor with a 1.25 micron large pixel and f2.2 aperture, along with face detection autofocus. The only visible difference is the LED flash. The Redmi 5 has a single LED flash. Now, even though the hardware is the same on paper, the results didn't seem at par with the Redmi Note 5. Nevertheless, it still seemed good enough for a phone at this price. While daylight landscapes have good enough clarity and sharpness, the dynamic contrast isn't as high. Against harsh sunlight, expect the shots to be overexposed. There is zero shutter lag as long as you are not shooting with HDR turned on. Moreover, macro shots come out quite nice with crisp focus, but the edges do tend to get blurred. The quality degrades progressively with lesser light. At low light, the phone tries to get the details right by cranking up the ISO. This increases the noise in the frame, which isn't desirable, but then again, these are just initial impressions I had when shooting the usual test samples. A more thorough testing is required to give a solid verdict on the camera. The front camera too isn't that noteworthy. The 5-megapixel front shooter coupled with an LED flash on the front isn't sharp. Using the flash won't really help. It will cast a harsh light on the face while keeping the rest of the frame dark. The beauty mode also isn't helpful as it tries to smoothen the skin, which makes it look artificial. The Redmi 5 has a 3300 mAh battery, which is lesser than the 4000 mAh battery on its predecessor. Xiaomi expects the power-efficient chipset will make up for the lesser capacity, but only in-depth testing will prove that claim. Charging the phone, however, will need some patience. The phone does not support fast charging and even uses the older micro USB port. Well, there you have it, guys. That was our quick first impressions of the Redmi 5 smartphone. You can always let us know what you thought of it in the comment section below. If there's anything specific you'd like to know about the phone, you can let us know and we'll do our best to make a video on that. And if you want us to mention something specific in our review, or if you want us to compare this with a specific phone, you can always let us know and we'll do our best to bring that for you. And as always, for more videos like this one, you can subscribe to our channel. We will catch you in another video. It's goodbye for now.